Hello everybody, welcome to my video channel. Today, I have a very special guest with me. Her name is no other than Winnie Chan. Let's welcome her.
Hello everyone, thank you for having me. Hello everyone.
Okay, so today, I wanted to invite her over because I think she is one of the very suitable candidate to share more about this analysis video with me. Alright, so Winnie, to start off, probably I want to ask you, can you name me some of the very iconic landmark, in Singapore that is hovering around Marina area?
Well, I think the first one would definitely be Gardens by the Bay, right? And the second one, I think, is something that you are very familiar with because I think you always go there.
Where?
Marina Bay Sands, your favorite shopping center, right?
No, actually it's Winnie's favorite shopping center. She just say it. Actually, iconic landmark in Singapore, there's several. There's several few landmarks in Singapore, and I think one of the most biggest tourist attraction, I think, should be Gardens by the Bay.
Yes.
Correct. And before Gardens by the Bay happened, do you have any idea what happened to that plot of land?
So actually, it was called Marina South, right? And I think that when we were younger, right, Marina South is a place that we always go to fly kite. Then I still remember there's like the $10 barbecue, buffet.
Oh yes, I remember.
Right?
Yes.
And I think I have some older friends, not us, that always talk about this place called Kento. But I don't know what's that, but I think it's some disco or whatsoever. So maybe some of the audience, you guys know? But for us, you don't know?
You sure you don't know?
I don't know. I only go there to fly kite.
I only remember Marina South as an area I used to hang out during my younger days. Shall not talk which part of my younger days, right? I go there for bowling. I remember the bowling alley was very interesting for me. So today Marina South has no longer become like a land or a plot of land for us to fly kite or bowling alley. I think because Singapore land is so expensive. So the government needs to really invest in the value of the land. And today we have one very interesting project that is going to launch at Marina South. So do you want to spill the beans and tell us what's going to happen over there?
Okay, so I think that's the reason why I'm here today. We're going to talk about this project that is coming up by the end of this month. It's going to call OMG One Marina Gardens.
Oh wow, One Marina Gardens.
Yes.
It's something very new happening there. So it used to be a Marina South that we know of, but now they're going to convert this to one of the projects.
Yes, correct.
Oh wow, So thinking about Marina South, and I think about Marina South, I can think of Marina Bay Sands, all the way atas area.
Marina One residences, right?
Yeah, correct. These are all the affluent people that stay, right?
You're not wrong to say that. I think that is the common misconception that a lot of people thought of when we talk about Marina Bay area condos. It's too expensive, right? And probably they also think that, maybe they are like shoebox unit, very small and very tight in terms of size.
Correct.
And probably they also won't consider because they feel like it's a very tenant-centric place. Doesn't feel too homely for the Singaporeans.
True. I think Marina place by nature itself, we always think that only people that are very rich and can stay there. Alright, so today we are going to talk about some of the common consumer concerns. So we're going to start off with the top 3 buyers' concerns. So what do you think is one of the common concerns that you as a homeowner will naturally feel about this area? So Winnie, maybe you put yourself out from this context, right? If you are a potential homeowner or buyer, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Too expensive?
Too expensive? Wow, too expensive. Yes, I would naturally think it's very expensive because atas area I think one of the second thing I would think of is will the unit be very small, like a shoebox unit? Because we all know that CBD area are well known for creating shoebox unit, very tiny unit in this area. Is it true?
I mean, for this project, there's actually 1 bedder all the way to 4 bedroom as well. And actually, I think the 1 bedroom in terms of sizing is very acceptable. Because this is actually a post-harmonized project, which later we'll explain a bit more about why.
We should hold our horses and make sure you tune all the way to the end because we are going to share a lot of good stuff about this project. We're going to share honest opinion, so we are not going to say, this is 100% good or no good. So probably at the end of the video, you have better clarity of it. So I think one of the most important concern, or I personally myself, is can make money, meh?
Can, as long as you are the first owner.
First owner must be first, cannot be second.
I mean, if you are second, of course, if the opportunity and timing is right, there might be still some good units for you to buy. But if you are a first owner, right, the chances of you earning money is definitely much higher.
Let's see. So let's jump straight into this project, right, to have a little bit understanding about what this project is all about. So today, you guess it right, we're going to talk about this project called One Marina Gardens. Gardens, not garden, gardens.
Gardens.
So the Chinese, they very have a nice Chinese name for it. Do you know how to pronounce?
滨海花园1号.
Wow, 1号. Why is it called 1号? Do you have a guess why is it called 1号?
Because I think the address is 1号.
Oh, really?
Although we have block 3 and block 5, the entire plot is 1号. I think so.
I thought it was the first plot out of the so many plots to be launched.
Oh, you may be right as well. You may be right too.
Let's see. So today, as usual, in my past videos, you realize that we always talk about several pointers, and we're not going to miss this out for this video. So today what I'm going to talk about, we're going to talk about the essential project information, we're going to talk about site plan overview, then it leads us to our units mix and our floor plan analysis. Then we will come to a very interesting part where we will share why we will not buy OMG and why we will buy OMG. Okay, lastly, we will have some price predictions on launch day and wrapping this up with our personal review and our scorecard sheet for it. Alright, okay, so let's jump straight into it. Okay, so probably Winnie, okay, since you are very familiar with this project, right? Can you probably let us know who are the developers for this project?
Okay, so this is by Kingsford Marina Development. Okay, so Kingsford recently has a new launch that was actually end of last year called Chuan Park, which actually did very, very well. First day, they actually sold about 76%.
Yeah, I saw the response like crazy, man.
Yes, and Kingsford, they are also very well known for making like big projects. So they also did like Momentum Park.
Ah, Momentum Park.
More than 1,000 units.
Yeah, Kingsford Water Bay as well?
Yes, Kingsford Water Bay as well as Kingsford Hillview.
I think they are a very seasoned developer, and because over time in Singapore, they also get to know the regulation very, very well. So I think the quality control, they are really there already.
Definitely.
Okay, so where is the address going to be at?
Okay, so we have two blocks, one block of 44 story and one block of 30 story. Okay, so this is going to be a mixed development. Okay, so we do have some shops, childcare center, restaurant on the first level as well. Okay, then we also do have basement car park, and then we are also linked to Marina South MRT station.
Right, okay.
Then address, like what I said just now, is 135. So that's why it's 滨海花园. It's 滨海花园1号.
Okay, very nice.
District also
Number 1.
1号.
Oh, number 1. Okay.
Tenure is 99 years and the site area is as such over there.
131 square feet, 1,000 square feet, okay.
Then we have 937 residential units starting from 1 bedder all the way to 4 bedder. Okay, so for car park, we have 445 car park lots with 4 accessible lots in the first and basement 1 and 2. Okay, then the date of vacant possession is on 30 April 2029. Okay, so that is the latest date whereby you get your keys. Latest date, okay? And the date of legal completion is on 30 April 2032.
Right, I got one question for you. Okay,
Yes.
for the car park lots, you say there's 445 car park lots. Okay, nowadays people, I mean, you should drive combustion car, right? But some people are driving EV cars. So is there an EV lots for this development?
Yes, there's actually a lot of EV lots over here as well.
Okay, good. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one. Okay, so I'll talk about who is architect for this development. So it's very well known. They are P&T consultants. They actually design a lot of well-known projects around Singapore and globally. Okay, the landscape architect is EcoPlan Asia. Main contractor, okay, will be QJ LBC joint venture. And then, wow, the solicitor is Lee and Lee. Wow, okay. So it comes with big names. Alright, so let's jump into the location of One Marina Gardens. So can you tell me, right, like where is really One Marina Gardens and where is it surrounded by?
It's actually right opposite Gardens by the Bay.
Oh, Gardens?
Like right opposite. You just need to cross a traffic light, right? And you will reach Gardens by the Bay.
Wow, are you serious?
It's that near.
Oh, wow,
Yes.
okay.
And it is also the nearest plot, right, that is linked to Marina South MRT station.
Oh, so is it going to be? I understand that has that plot right there. It's going to be a very big plot. I think it's 45 hectares. Okay, and I know that there are many small plots there. So is Marina Gardens the nearest to the MRT? No?
Yes, we are the only one that is directly linked to Marina South MRT station.
Oh wow. Okay, interesting. Okay, as you can see here, right, there are also a few other MRTs nearby, like Garden by the Bay. I think Marina South Pier is already running, right? Okay, I think that leads to Marina Barrage, if I'm not wrong, and then Marina Bay. But I never see Marina South opening yet.
Actually, it's not open yet, but then it's already done up already because it's actually part of the Thomson East Coast Line.
Oh, cool. Thomson East Coast Line? Okay. Okay, so basically, okay, let's move to the next slide. Okay, so basically this slide shows us where the amenities are, like the retail, like Satay by the Bay. Wow, Satay by the Bay. You been there before?
I've been there about twice.
Oh, the satay there.
Good.
Very good, and also
Expensive or
not cheap. Yeah, but we have Satay by the Bay, so that's a show. So last time my mom used to stay quite near the city area, so I used to run there. Yeah, so very nice place to run. Okay, so this we're looking at, okay, is this the actual site of One Marina Gardens?
Yes, so this is the actual site already because they've already started all the constructions. So if you drive past or you walk past now, right, you can actually see them doing all the construction stuff already.
Oh, cool. Okay, so it's direct access to MRT, okay? So, okay, this is the one we're talking about, Marina South MRT, okay? So in Straits Time, this article, you can look at it. It says Marina South MRT stations to open in tandem with housing development. So, Winnie, enlighten me, what does it mean in tandem with housing development?
Which means that when OMG, One Marina Gardens, TOP, Marina South MRT station will open as well.
Oh, so once TOP, the MRT open already?
Yeah.
Oh,
so this is actually right to let those people staying over there to
Okay.
enjoy the usage of TEL, Thomson East Coast Line.
Oh wow, okay, interesting. And okay, so one thing to add on, because I remember one of my past video I talked about transformation, okay? So this basically Marina South, right, will actually be part of the Thomson East Coast Line, which is is it called Brown Line? Yeah,
think so.
it's a
Yeah,
brown line,
it's a
okay.
brown line.
So now we only left with 2 stations that is yet to be open, correct? So now the 2 stations that's projected to be open in 2026 is actually Sungai Bedok and Bedok South. once these two stations are open, it will complete the entire TEL line. Okay, so if you can remember, right, in one of my past videos, I talk about the three-phase transformation. Okay, so the three-phase transformation basically start with the first one is announcement. So usually when the government announce, okay, there's certain transformation at this area, okay, it gets people hyped up a bit.
Yes.
Okay, people are a bit excited. Prices will it shoot up? Not really, just a little bit, but because it's just an announcement. Then slowly they move into the phase 2, which is completion, which we are going to see in TEL line. Okay, once it complete, things are going to happen. So what's going to happen? So we move to the final phase, right? The third phase is called the infrastructure. Where infrastructure, once it happens, that is where the growth story happens.
Wow,
okay, so I think there's a lot of potential for this, and I always feel TEL line is just a mirror image, right, of this purple line. What's the purple line called?
Wow, you test me. I only know purple line starts from, is it Punggol?
Yeah, Punggol.
All the way to like
Dhoby Ghaut
area, yes.
Okay. So basically, I do a very simple comparison. The J Gateway and Woodleigh residents. You realize that Woodleigh residents, right, actually they have much more profit in the first 5 years compared to J Gateway, right, than in the past 10 years. The reason is because they have completed this 3 phase of transformation. So likewise, we are going to see this ripple effect, right, happening at this TEL line. And just nice, Marina South happens to be one of the stops in TEL. So as you can see in this slide, right, actually it's very convenient. Where are we looking at? Okay, so Woodlands North, it starts from Woodlands North all the way to the final stop at Sungai Bedok.
So from the north side to the east side.
Okay,
right?
Yeah, they cut through the entire Singapore here. Okay, so where does this Thomson East Coast line bring us to, Winnie?
It actually brings us to area like Orchard, you know?
Oh, Orchard.
Yes.
And how many stops to Orchard?
Wow, from here to Orchard, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 7 stops to
About
Orchard.
seven stops Orchard, okay. Wow, so TEL line actually basically cuts through all the way from your Woodlands to the central area, which is Orchard, Great World as well, and then down to D15, which is very close to you. It's Tanjong Katong Marine Parade Sitat area, the atas area, okay? The atas area on the east, okay? So this image you're looking at is actually a very nice panoramic view of where One Marina Gardens is going to be.
Okay. You miss out the S.
Where?
One Marina Gardens.
S, our chief say, S very important. Yeah, correct. So basically, you see around One Marina Gardens, you can see there's a lot of amenities or landmarks. You can see like there's a flyer, Garden by the Bay, our National Stadium as well. Wow, so it's the best place, right? If you own a unit there, it's the best place for you to see what?
Fireworks.
Right, fireworks.
And I think personally for me, because I love F1. So can you imagine, you don't need to drive to F1 already. You just need to park your place, take a very leisure stroll to reach the F1 area.
That's true. You probably don't buy tickets. You can see the whole circuit there. I don't know, but I think it's not very far away.
You can hear them, I think so.
Yeah, true. Okay, so quickly, let's move down into this site plan overview. Okay, so right now we're looking at the facade of this One Marina Gardens. Basically, it's made up of 2 towers. Okay, total there's 937 units. That's what Winnie has shared. Okay, so we have one is at 44 story and one is at 30 story, correct? And then we have basically 5 commercial shops at level 1. It's a leasehold 99 years from 9 October 2023.
I want to ask a question.
Like
why is it like 44 story? Isn't it like not very auspicious?
That's true. Okay, I mean some Chinese are a bit pantang about this thing of 44. I mean that's 44. Okay, in fact, if you look at this slide that I'm showing you, right, actually the developer has to work with URA very closely because I think URA is an agency that has very good foresight and vision ahead. So they do long-term planning so that Singapore urban planning looks really good and very strategic. So as you can see over here, if I can zoom in, right, you can see they already had demarcated that plot into 4 smaller plots. Okay, so basically if I'm a developer, okay, there's 4 small plots for me to choose from. One is the high rise 44 story, the other one is low rise 15, then diagonally opposite me is only 10 story max, and then 30 story. Naturally, for me as a developer, I will choose 44 and 30 lor.
True.
Okay, so I think this is one of the element, okay, that these 2 towers are built in such a manner. And in terms of orientation, I'll touch a bit on orientation. Okay, this orientation, you realize it's not to the direct north or south, okay, but in fact it's actually situated at a very nice location. Why? Because this developer, Kingswalk, right, they work very closely with URA and they want to achieve this thing called a green mark, BCA green mark. And how does it work? It works where there is a sustainability efforts goes into this project.
Okay.
So if I see over here, this is from URA, they shows that the wind flow and the air flow is actually quite consistent, or I say is breathable throughout the tower. So I think it's one thing that the developer has quite smartly, placed their towers in this plot of land. Okay, so okay, now we are looking at elevation chart. So anything to talk about this elevation chart, Winnie?
Wow, let me take a look at this.
Okay, so we see, I think this is quite okay, this elevation chart, it cuts through tower 5, block 5. Okay, so you realize that this tower, because 44 story high, it's really quite tall. So they have 3
Sky terraces,
correct. And then you realize that they also have all the bean centers, everything.
all tucked At the basement,
correct,
right?
basement. So in terms of visuals wise, it's actually quite good. And then the
Okay.
30th story is all the residential.
Okay.
Okay,
I
that's
think there's one highlight for me for this. Okay, I love the gym.
yeah,
Do
gym.
you know where the gym is?
I don't know where is it.
It's actually at the highest point over here at the 46th floor, overlooking over to MBS.
Wow. Will we be able? So what will we be able to see if we're at the gym?
So you actually look through directly to the entire MBS area. So even if you get a unit, right, they do not face this kind of view, just go to the gym. Yeah.
True,
And
true.
see the fireworks over there as well.
I remember I went up to MBS gym. Okay,
Ah.
well, MBS gym was really spectacular. I think probably you can achieve this for One Marina Gardens, but I think there's artist impression.
Yep.
Correct?
Later we can show that.
Okay, can. So basically over here, okay, we can see what are the views you are gonna have, okay, if you are either at the block 5 or block 3.
Yep.
So generally speaking, okay, if you are at the tower 5, which is
Yep.
over here, tower 5,
The closer to Gardens by the Bay block.
yeah, I think you will have Gardens by the Bay view lah.
Definitely. I mean, not all the units, depending on your facing. But if you are the one facing towards Garden by the Bay, of course, you get
Okay.
like direct view. And basically, your view will be guaranteed throughout because there will not be any other buildings coming up in between you and Gardens by the Bay.
True, but I would suppose that this area, since it has such a nice view, the premium is actually going to be quite.
I would think so because actually the biggest unit are over there. We have the 4 bedrooms over there as well. And usually for developers, they will definitely put like their best and biggest unit with one with the best view.
Oh, true enough. I mean, this is really a very strategic move. So how about Tower 3? What are you going to look at?
Actually, Tower 3, right, I would think that you may still get pocket of sea view in future because, I mean, we just want to be honest, right? It's going to be surrounded by other residential plots coming up in
Yeah.
future. So for now, of course, you still get to view like sea view right up from your balcony. But eventually, in like many years ahead, right, probably you'll be looking at other projects. But I still think you may get pocket of sea view from
Okay,
there.
quite cool. Okay, I think we have some artist impression. Okay, so this is something that we extracted out from developer as well. Okay, so this is view from the roof. So I suppose will be the top floor lah.
So that will be probably the gym, looking out to the
Oh,
MBS
wow.
area.
So we have the MBS and then we have the MBFC all over here.
And the Gardens by the Bay that
Oh,
is
this
right
Garden by
in
the Bay.
front.
Okay, cool. And then we also have views for another view from the roof. I think this is looking from
Oh, this is actually looking more to the east side.
Yes.
Yeah, because we can actually see like the Garden by the Bay,
oh,
the dome.
The dome.
Yeah.
Dome.
Dome. Then we can also see like the Marina Barrage area as well as East Coast Park area, I think. Yeah, this links to the East
Oh
Coast Park
wow.
area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. So coming closer to ground, okay, which is at level 10.
Okay.
Not a bad view after all. You know, we're still able to
course.
see a lot of large greenery and also the skyline of Singapore as well.
So at level 10, there are actually units over there as well. So these are like the views that you can directly see right out from the balcony.
Right. So level 10, can I say, is a bit like the lower to the mid-tier story?
Of course, because the
Yeah.
highest floor is 44.
Okay.
Yeah, 44. So actually 10, right? I mean, in this context, is probably considered low floor,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, it's
Because
like low
mid
floor.
floor is like 20th floor,
Correct,
right?
because if I'm a buyer today, right, and I think that, for me to buy into this project, if I buy a lower floor, will I 吃亏 or not? You know, right? Oh, actually, the view is quite good.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, view from level 10 is quite good, impressive. And this another view from level 10 as well. What you really have. This reminds me of New York. What is it called?
Central Park, is it?
Yes, look a little bit like Central
yeah,
Park.
yeah.
Okay, but very nice view. Okay, so right now, okay, so we have some perspective that we have churned out. Right, so over here we can look at some of the perspective that artist impression of this project. So this is, I believe, we're looking at the
Main
frontage,
entrance.
the main entrance.
The main
Oh.
entrance.
Oh.
Look very grand, right?
It is. One Marina Gardens. Wow, okay. And this will be the pool level, which is at level 2.
Yes.
Level 2, okay. So we have a 50 meters pool.
Pool.
Let pool, we have clubhouse, okay. Oh, and this is, wow, I think it should be one of the units lah.
This is actually more towards the west-facing units.
Okay.
So you actually get a very, very nice view. I think that is the ferry terminal.
Oh, wow.
For all the big cruise, Royal Caribbean.
Oh, this is where you see all your Genting cruise. Oh,
yeah.
Wow, okay, interesting. Oh, then this is another view.
This is
but
the
this is the project lah.
Yes.
OMG project. Okay, this is
So it's
very,
gonna be quite iconic, I think. Yeah, in future once it's done up.
wow, okay. And wow, this is a bird eye view. Okay, so we are basically over here, and then Garden by the Bay is actually over here.
Yes.
Correct. So this whole plot lah, this whole plot
It's
is
Gardens by the Bay.
wow. Okay. Oh, this is the one.
The gym, the gym.
Wow. I think this will motivate me to go to the gym much more.
I don't know if you go to gym to exercise or you just go there and just take photos and
Wow.
videos.
But to be honest, right, if I'm one of the homeowner in this development, I think I'll be a little bit, I'll quite house proud of project proud. You know, I bring my friends say, hey, this is my house, you know, this is my place, and say, wow, your view is so good. So I think it's really impressive.
I'm sure if you stay here, you will have more friends visiting you.
Why?
Come and see the fireworks.
Oh, not use PG ma.
Can also. Can also.
Okay, so next let's look into the floor plan analysis. I think this is something that is very crucial for some of us here because some of us might be looking from 1 bedder all the way to 2, 3 or 4. Alright, so let's look into the floor plan analysis. Okay, so this is the unit mix. Okay, so Winnie, maybe you can share with them. Okay, what are the different unit types for this development?
So we have the smallest, which is the 1 bedroom,
Okay.
which is about 436 square feet. So I mean, this number is actually not too small because this is a post-harmonized project. So just now we did talk about that briefly, right? So I think the main difference is that for post-harmonized project, right, the aircon latch size is not included into this number.
Right, so which means that if I use a pre-harmonized.
So if you compare, right, this 436 square feet probably is, one bedder of about 480, 490 previously.
Fine. I mean, it's a very fair, fair number for one bedder.
Yeah, it's still a very comfortable size.
Okay.
And apart from that, we have 2 bedrooms starting from 657 square feet, which I think is really, really good size for that. And 3 bedroom. So okay, for 2 bedrooms, right, we actually have like 3 different types.
Oh, wow.
So we have 2 bedrooms, we have 2 bedroom plus study,
Okay.
and we have another one that I think is quite interesting. It's 2 bedroom HS, which is home shelter.
Well, actually, it's very, it's not common to find a home shelter for a 2-bedder though.
Definitely. I mean, some people may feel like home shelter is a waste of space,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But then, I mean, if you're staying in a 2 bedroom, sometimes storage is very, very important.
That's true. That's true. That's what my wife said back then when I was staying in one of the development. Right, there's no home
really?
shelter. She said, all my barang need to hide below the bed.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
home
So actually,
shelter.
having a home
Okay.
shelter is very useful and practical.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. We also do have another very interesting layout with a 3-bedroom dual key. So it's like a 2-bedroom apartment with like a studio. So you can actually rent out the studio, or this can actually also encourage like multi-generation to stay together. Like probably like your parents stay in a bigger one, you stay in a smaller studio, or the other way around. Also possible.
Right. Okay.
Then we also do have 3-bedroom as well as 3-bedroom premium. So I would think that the 3-bedroom premium would be the one facing Gardens by the Bay. With the nicest view, okay? Then lastly, we have the 4-bedroom premium, which is the largest that we have over here at 1647 square feet.
Alright, so let's look into the one-bedder. Okay, we need to share with us what's about one-bedder.
Okay, so this 1 bedroom, right, is at 431 square feet, but please do not let this size scare you because this is actually post-harmonized, right?
Alright.
So post-harmonized, right, I think the main difference is that for the aircon latch size, right, is not included into this 431 square feet.
Oh, it's not included.
It's not included. So actually this 431 square feet, right, is basically your utilized space within the unit itself.
Oh, so if it's a pre-harmonized, what is the area going to be like?
It's probably going to be like about 480 square feet.
Or which is a fair number for a one-bedder. Alright, so this one-bedder, something I like about this one-bedder is you have a dual access via your master bedroom and also your bathroom. So when your friends come, you can just basically lock up your master bathroom.
Yeah, so actually your friends don't need to walk through your master bedroom into the bathroom.
Correct.
Right? And I think another thing that I want to highlight about this project, right, it is non-PPVC, so you can actually hack down the wall in between the living and the bedroom.
Oh, which is this wall lah.
Yes, so you can actually hack that down, and I think this will offer a lot of flexibility to people, because a lot of people always like to like have flexibility. Maybe they half hack the wall, make it glass, or you full hack. Yeah, so actually this offers them the option to do so.
Wow, okay, I think this is a very perfect place for singles.
Yes.
Or even couples or ding couples, for this space. Alright, so let's look at the 2-bedroom, which is 7 square feet over here.
Yes.
Alright, so I think over here, I think I like this layout because it's a dumbbell layout.
Yes, everybody loves dumbbell layout.
I think dumbbell layout is very ideal because it's very functional and also it's space efficient. Right. So okay, talk a little bit about the 2-bar for this layout.
Okay, so personally, I love this layout because like what Avin previously said, it's a dumbbell layout. So I think it's very efficient usage of space. Secondly, it's definitely the kitchen, which I can actually enclose up when I'm doing heavy cooking.
So this area, I can enclose it up.
So instead of like the typical kitchenette for other 2 bedrooms, right? We actually have like a kitchen over here that you can enclose up.
Okay.
Then thirdly, we also do have the bathroom that is dual access, just like the 1-bedder that we see just now. Okay, and then lastly, of course, I love the balcony because I think that over here you get very, very nice view. So that's why a balcony that is quite a sizable size over here is good.
I think for this One Marina Gardens, one thing I realized is the developer created all the units to be a very rectangular, continuous space, so there's no odd shape. Because if I'm not wrong, in Marina area, right, there are a few developments that has a little bit odd shape layout. Is it correct?
They do, because I mean, probably we don't say the names for the projects, because some of the projects, because of their architecture, so that's why, right, it translates into the layout for the units, right, to be a little bit odd shaped in a way. So sometimes owners may find it a bit difficult, to plan out, my sofa, my TV, and everything. And some of the older projects over in Marina area do have bay windows as well.
Correct.
Yeah, so bay windows actually eat into your square feet. Yeah, and you can't exactly use much space for that as well.
Right.
And because lastly for this, right, I also want to highlight, right, that the walls also can be hacked.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
So I can hack these 2 walls?
Yes, you can actually hack the
Oh,
walls.
wow. So I can basically have a very huge living or even master bedroom.
Yes, so can you imagine if you are like a bachelor staying by yourself, you have an open concept.
Wow.
Like living and bedroom. Wow.
Wow, a very nice bachelor pad.
But not for you.
Thanks. No longer available. Okay, so now let's move to the 3-bed premium over here. Okay, so this 3-bed premium, we can see that right there. When you come in, you have a very proper foyer area. Actually, Winnie, are you a big fan for foyer area?
Actually, I mean, in terms of practicality, I think it is good to have that.
Okay.
Because I have a lot of shoes. Yeah,
Wow,
so
naturally.
I mean, I really need like a cabinet or cabinetries to actually do up like a shoe area for me. And I think for this, right, you can also create like a niche area for you to sit down to put on your shoes. And I think thirdly, because when you open up your main door, people walk past your unit, right, will actually not be able to look into your unit at all.
So the privacy lah.
You get a little bit more privacy. So I don't know, like people always say that, oh, this is like wastage of space, or paying for space over here that you can't exactly use.
Right.
But to be honest, I think it's very functional to have such a L-shaped kind of walkway in the main area.
Right. Okay, and this floor plan I'm looking at is a 3-bedded premium, 1,238 square feet, right?
Yeah.
Something I personally like a lot about this unit is the kitchen. So, I don't know, I have this new hobby, I like to cook. So kitchen to me is very important. So right here I can see I have a dry kitchen and a wet kitchen, enclosable wet kitchen as well. And I think most important thing is I have this very nice home shelter tucked in this corner. And I think this can double up. Not only I can put my barang-barang, my storage, right? This also can be a space for, if you have a helper.
Of course.
I think some of the homeowners, they're very clever. They make it like Murphy bed concept.
Yep.
Right, for this home shelter, and then they have a yard area and also utility toilet.
So fun fact, you know HS stands for what?
Home shelter, household shelter?
Yes, but I usually call it the helper's suite.
Oh wow, okay, wow. Interesting. There's something today, helper suite, okay. But other than that, right, you can look at the 3-bedder, they have a very wide frontage.
Yeah, I love it.
Wow, I can imagine the view you are standing at the balcony there.
And I think with a wide frontage, right, it also allows a lot of natural light to come in.
Correct, and cross ventilation.
Of course, yeah. So I really like wide frontage living. So they did a great job over here to have a wide frontage layout.
Right, and basically your 2 common rooms are all tucked at this this side, and your master bedroom. So I think this master bedroom, something to take note about. Okay, there is actually a walk-in wardrobe at this area. I think it's a dream for women.
Not just women now, okay, guys also. Sometimes guys got more clothes than girls.
True, I had to agree. I agree. And this master bedroom, basically we have a dual view.
It's like an L shape.
Yeah. So basically, if you have a good unit there, right, you probably have a very good view into the skyscrapers and also the city view also.
Yes.
Alright, so next we come to the
4-bedroom premium, the
this
best
one
one.
is the best of the best.
Yes,
okay,
best
so
of the best.
walk us through, Marini, what is this 4-bedroom premium all about?
Okay, so this 4-bedroom premium is 1,647 square feet. So
Alright.
very, very generous in terms of size. And I think one thing to highlight, right, is that this doesn't come with a private lift.
Oh yeah, correct. Because usually 4-bedder or 5-bedder usually have private lift, right?
Usually for like more luxe projects, they do come with private lift, but for this, they don't come with the private lift, which I think is a good thing. You know, because private lift, right, it comes with your own private lift lobby, which kind of eats into the space as well.
So is it considered part of our GFA if there's a private lift?
Yes, your lift lobby is
Okay.
because it's yours, so you're actually paying for that as well.
Right.
Yeah, and I do hear from some of my clients who have units with private lift, right? They find that it's actually not that safe to have private lift.
Oh, correct. The maintenance workers, they can access.
Exactly. So when they do any lift maintenance, right, people can actually access straight into your house.
That's true.
And
That's a valid
sometimes
point.
they also do complain it may get a bit noisy.
Noisy.
Yeah, because you have your entire lift shaft in your house.
Oh, yeah.
So actually
Okay.
when they are at the living room, they may hear the lift.
Okay, that's true. So one thing I like also about this 4-bedder, I realize that I don't know why I keep talking about house shelter, home shelter.
Oh, helper suite.
Helper suite. Okay. I mean, over here, I would say that this storage, this home shelter is actually tucked in this corner. If I am the homeowner of this 4-bedder, what I will do is I'll do a concealed door, and I will basically make this entire stretch of wall to be like a wall feature. So nobody knows where's my home shelter.
Okay.
I can put my barang there.
Secret man cave.
But too small to be a main cave.
No ventilation.
No ventilation. But apart from that, I think in terms of the space planning, I think it's pretty awesome, right?
Yeah. Oh, actually, there's like a huge island top area for the dry kitchen.
Over here.
Oh, that is so nice. Especially you like to cook, right? So imagine
Yeah.
you're preparing your food and overlooking out to the balcony side.
Right. I believe this 4-bedder is actually meant for large families or multi-generationals, or probably for some affluent class, that like fancy big spaces. So I think the fittings and the material there should be, and likely is going to be very high end.
I would think so, but for now we still do not know yet.
Okay. So basically we can see that there's some junior master over here, and then
It's an ensuite junior master.
yes, an ensuite junior master, and we also have an ensuite master as well. And then your bedroom, 2 common bedrooms are all here. So they really effectively make use of the entire unit layout here.
And I think that it's also very nice for all the bedrooms to be able to fit in a double bed.
Oh yes, correct.
Even for the common room, right, you can fit in a double bed, which is like queen size bed, at least.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to fit in a king size, I think you can too for this 4-bedroom premium.
Right, cool. Okay, so now let's move on to the very interesting fact, okay, which I I mean, because we shared very honest opinion and review about this project, so probably we will touch on this topic, why I will not buy One Marina Gardens, okay? So probably I will throw this question to Winnie first, okay? So today, if I need you to tell me why you will not buy OMG, what will be the reasons?
This is a very hard question because I like this place a lot, honestly. But I would think that why I will not buy, right, is the number of car park lots.
The number of car park lots?
Yeah, it's about half of the number of units over here. And I mean, I do know that majority of the projects in Marina Bay area, right, for the car parks, right, is separated from the maintenance charges. So you have to pay, yes, you have to pay like season parking for the projects. Yeah, because I mean, it's understandable because most of the unit may be rented out. So all these tenants may not have car parks, as in cars for them to park their cars, right? So basically, they do not need to pay the extra so-called car park fees into the maintenance fees for the owners.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think this is probably something that I don't like because I love to drive.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is quite important for me.
So I mean, say owners will need to pay for their own car park?
I would think so for this project.
Oh wow. Something I heard it in other countries before, but something interesting. If I have to put in one reason why I will not buy One Marina Gardens, because now I'm a dad, okay? So to me,
congratulations.
yeah, so to me, I think eventually when my boy, becomes
older,
6 or 7 years old,
primary school,
and I think this location is at the central region, which is very good. But I think the closest primary school should be around Outram area, right?
Yes, I would think it's Cantonment Primary.
Cantonment,
that will be like the closest, but it's also not within 2 clicks to One Marina Gardens.
Correct. So which means that if I love this project a lot and because of my children education, sometimes it can make my decision waver a bit for this One Marina Gardens. And I don't think there's any wet market or coffee shop nearby, right?
No, I think the closest, let me think.
Satay by the Bay,
Satay by the Bay, that's the hawker center. Marina MBS, you also have a food court downstairs.
Wow, okay.
Right? And Marina 1, okay, you also have food court over there.
Okay.
Yeah, and then for groceries, who still goes to wet market? Like
So I will not hear any auntie shouting, Kopi Xiu Tai Ping like this over.
I think very hard, very hard.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because this area, I think it's a very central region. So we can't expect, or see any coffee shop or even wet markets here.
Yeah, I mean, everybody use Red Mart now, isn't it? No? You don't?
Suddenly make me feel very outdated.
Do you still go to the wet market?
I do. I just I was talking to my wife. I do go to the wet market, which is very surprising, right?
Very surprising.
Because no choice. Because my wife confined me, I only go to the wet market to buy fish.
Okay.
But I think it's actually one of the. It's not a deal breaker, but it might be one of the consideration for some that used to go wet market to buy like fresh produce and vegetables. So
for the convenience lah.
yeah,
right?
and suddenly I have a parent. I have a lot of more thoughts about this. I feel that like raising a children, it takes a village, right?
Of course.
Unless my parents stays near to central region, if not, I think the family support will be a little bit tough here. You agree?
I think so because I don't think we have like families staying in the Marina Bay area, right?
You have, right?
I know I
You have
don't.
family stay.
No, I don't. So basically, we are all like at the OCR, right, areas.
Okay.
So basically, I think it would be nice to stay together
Right.
with like your family network. But I thought of a way.
Buy the 4-bedder.
Yes. How about buy a big unit and then bring your parents to stay with you.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the solution for that.
If you can't reach out to the network of support, right, then bring them close to you.
Now you know who's a rich one, huh?
I'm suggesting to you.
Yeah, but anyway, not all hopes are lost for this, okay? Because the reason that we point out are just probably very personal reasons.
Yeah.
But we know that URA, right, is an agency that focuses on sustainability and also long-term planning in terms of our urban planning in Singapore. So what I also read up about this Marina Township, Marina South Township, is going to be going through a very big transformation.
Definitely.
So what's going to happen?
I mean, we are the first plot over here.
Okay.
This entire area. So can you imagine in future where all the other developments are up, right? Because I believe all the rest of the residential developments here will be a mixed development.
For
so
sure.
there's gonna be like a lot of shops on the level 1, and then there's also gonna be like park connectors that can link you to Gardens by the Bay.
Right.
So it's gonna be like very vibrant, and I really think and look forward to this area.
Right, and I think this Marina South, they have so-called, AKA another name for it, it's called 10-minute neighborhood. Okay, so what's a 10-minute neighborhood? So basically it means that you have 10 minutes access, right, to all these places like community spaces, healthcare, childcare, food choices, sports, green spaces, play, essential services, fresh food. Okay, maybe organic food?
Well, maybe there's gonna be a wet market, you never know.
But I think URA has more plans for it. Okay, so over here you can see that URA has this thing called the pedestrian mall, where they want to turn this into a very playful, active area for people. And I think importantly, Singapore is a very green and clean country, right? So greenery and shades is important, and they want to keep it connected. So we can see like from Marina South MRT, they want to connect all the way to the Marina Barrage. So I think it's a very nice, seamless connectivity. And also we have the neighborhood street, okay, where they're going to create like very informal and active meetup areas for people. So I think this is is one thing that URA envisioned this entire plot to be at. And we also have plazas and courtyards. So you see they created a lot of like neighborhood plaza, community node. I think this is important spaces for people to hang out, to network, to even meet, because it becomes like a township, right? So it reminds me of Punggol. Like Punggol last time nobody goes there, but now Punggol waterfront, so many people, so many stuff and activities going on there. And I think last one is they have the elevated landscape bridge. So wow, I think it directly links from your Garden by the Bay all the way to the
Marina Coastal Park area.
Wow, okay. So this is all going to happen at this Marina South township. It's going to be an integrated township. There will be a mix of commercial and residential. So I think this will likely be able to counter or offer solutions to some of the reasons that we brought up earlier. So it's valid. Okay, so now we have one more, okay, which is the underground pedestrian link. Which means it links from your MRT all the way to cut across this township to Marina Barrage.
I think it's gonna be like very, very convenient, you know, because it's gonna be like a car light zone as well. So basically, can you imagine you staying in like One Marina Gardens? You just need to go down to level 1 and you can get everything just from level 1. And it's gonna be like a very leisure stroll as well. You know, just your stroll to a supermarket or to wheresoever, right? It's gonna be so nicely done up with all the landscape.
Right. Actually, when I was reading out this URA, do you know URA actually had this vision 18 years ago?
Wow.
So 18 years ago, what were we doing? We probably haven't think about so far.
Were I born yet?
Okay. But I'm just amazed at how URA really thought of what to create for this waterfront.
So great job, URA, with all the planning.
Yeah, man. Okay, so it's important to know what's going to happen. So now we move to the interesting part where why I will buy OMG. I think you're not wrong. Winnie is actually very invested. She has a lot of keen interest in this project. So let me ask you, why will you buy OMG?
I mean, like,
potential buyer.
Can you imagine just staying next to Gardens by the Bay?
Okay.
Because I have a dog. Yeah, so you know, like having nice, you know, like a space for me to walk is really very important. So I cannot imagine like, wow, I just go down level 1, cross the road, then I am at Gardens by the Bay. And Gardens by the Bay is like a landmark, you know, to foreigners. Like, I mean, in Singapore, we do have botanical gardens and stuff, but you know, for foreigner, first thing you always think is like, oh, Garden by the Bay, the super tree and everything. So wow, can you imagine just staying next to it? It's gonna be like so iconic.
Wow, okay. I think there's more to it, but if I can recall, right, this Marina South plot reminds me of this thing called the Lentor collection. Do you remember?
Okay. Yes.
Right, so Lentor, you know, there's also a big plot. A few developers are over there. But remember the first plot? Do you remember the name of the first plot?
Is it Lentor Modern?
Yes, correct. So Lentor Modern actually, it has a lot of similarity to this One Marina Gardens.
Too, yeah.
Yes, because Lentor Modern has direct access to the train station. They are the first plot to be launched there. And I remember, if you look at this this chart that we tablet here, Lentor Modern actually had 84% sold on the first day, first to launch, and it's the closest to MRT. Okay, and not forgetting anything that's first, okay, the first to be harmonized, which is Lentor Mansion. They also see a very good
75%.
Yeah, 75%. So I think why I will buy into One Marina Gardens, I believe because I want to be like the first mover for this plot. It was, I think, whatever we have seen happens at Lentor Collection, it's going to be the same effect happening at Marina South.
Yeah. And I think probably a lot of people may think that, wow, I'm the first one to get into this area. Like, I don't know, am I gonna be too expensive? Will the neighboring plot gonna be cheaper than me? I think there's a lot of like questions. And I think all these are questions, right, that we also cannot answer. It may be cheaper, we really do not know. But what we know is that this will be the best plot. Because this is the one that is directly linked to the Marina South MRT.
Correct. And I think one of the common concerns, like recently I was talking to one of my clients, he was saying that, will cooling measures come or not?
Wow, maybe
Wow, this is a very big question. And then the next question he asked, should I wait till cooling measure happens that I buy the property?
Wow. I mean, like, again, we do not have a crystal ball. We really do not know what is the ABSD that's coming out. Are they going to remove it? Or they may even increase it? We do not know.
Alright. So, so usually these are very common concerns. But if you look at the stats, right, and the charts, right, you realize that when there is a new cooling measures, the prices actually don't drop. Okay, it actually will continue to stabilize. Okay, and in fact it will peak. So I have a video to talk about the cooling measures. So if you can, you can tune out to the video and take a look why cooling measures won't cause prices to drop. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this is what I was mentioning earlier. It's like a tale of two townships. Okay, so there's very similar in terms of Lentor and Marina South. So Marina South, there are a total of 16 plots, correct? And I know, if I'm not wrong, I remember there was this plot that URA rejected.
Yes, it's actually right opposite of One Marina Gardens.
Which is over here, is it?
Yes, this is actually a white side.
Oh,
yeah, so actually there was a bid for it, but URA actually rejected it because the bid was too low.
So what it means to me as a consumer?
I think, okay, because for us, right, we bought in at about 1,004 for Kingsford.
Yeah,
Okay,
1,004.
for the white side, the bid was actually, I think, lesser than 1,000, about 900
Yeah.
plus. So URA, they actually see it as too low a bid to accept.
Right.
Which I think is important because this also kind of, let us understand that URA also value this lands over here. So they also see how much it should be so-called priced in at.
Right.
So they're not going to sell something like undervalued to a developer.
So what URA is doing basically is to safeguard and protect the land value.
Yep.
So we know that a little bit of hint is, probably the government deem that this land value is way above what they are supposed to be like or to receive. Okay? So the next one that we are looking at, okay, wow, this is also one of the concern that we brought up earlier, okay? Can marina area make profit or not?
So actually, I think there's a lot of fear because
Yeah.
there's also articles, right, that say that,
Say
wow,
most unprofitable.
yeah,
and-
most unprofitable, and they also say like, wow, buying the marina area, they will have the biggest loss,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, so actually, if you just look down into this, right, so this is actually the sale at Marina Bay.
Okay.
So we can actually see, right, the one that lose money is actually not the first owner.
Right, it's a third owner,
The
right?
seller was a third owner. So when they bought in as a resale property, okay, so
Right.
the seller was a third owner and he actually has a 1.165 million loss. But let's look at the first owner for this particular unit. Okay?
Right, okay.
First owner actually bought in at 1.16 million for a 1184 square feet size.
Wow.
And then when this first owner sell it to the second owner,
Okay.
they actually made a profit of
Oh my goodness.
1858. So
Wow,
can you
oh my
imagine?
goodness.
Yeah. So yes, I mean we do see some like huge loss in this area, but not to forget there's also huge profits for the first owners over here.
Correct. And I think even for second owner, they also
They also have money.
they earn about about 700,000 profit. Alright. So I always believe that news articles are important. Okay, but sometimes if we dive deeper and do our research, we realize that usually those people who earn the good profits are those people that took the opportunity to be the first mover or the first
Yes.
wave. Alright. Yes, and then then look into this project called the Sale at Marina Bay. We see that there's a total of 1,137 profitable, and then 232, although it appears in comparison with the profitable, but it's still 232 unprofitable. So when I went deeper and to study, right, I realized that all these buyers that buy their sub-sale unit, right, they bought at an all-time high. They bought around 2,400 to 3,000 per square foot, which at the point of time is considered very high. So this actually is a very high risk entry price into this project, and hence even they hold for a certain number of years, they don't see probably much profit or even break even. So importantly right here, right, is when we go into a project, right, it's very important for us to know what is a safe entry price to go in.
That's true. And I think another thing to add on, right, like for the sale when it was being launched during that period of time, there was no cooling measures at all. And those times, right, are the time whereby you can go into the show flat, you buy, immediately you step out of the show flat, you can sell.
Right.
You can actually flip properties that way. You buy today, sell today, or buy today, sell tomorrow. So that's why like it's not very regulated in a sense.
Right.
So that's why pricing, right, is a little bit hard to like to gauge during that period of time. But for now we have all the cooling measures set up properly. We have seller stamp duty, we have additional buyer stamp duty to tax on like the second owners or like PRs or foreigners. This actually helps to safeguard the pricing a lot more than before.
For sure. I think cooling measures are always there to safeguard the prices for homeowners as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so talking about maintaining on this thing of first mover, I also realized that for this developer Kingsport, right, there is always an opportunity if you are the first mover. So look at this project where they did back then one of track record. It's called Momentum Park. You realize that there's an early advantage for buyers to secure their units during the launch day. You see from you see at the top chart here, the buyer who bought in year 2021 during the launch day, they bought at level 12. They bought at 1.878. Okay, and shortly around 1 year later, one floor higher, just 13 story, you see the jump is about 131,000 difference really. Okay, so the other one we managed to extract out is there's one at level 21, they bought it at 1.66, and then you realize that 1 year later, for a level 2 unit, they actually bought higher.
Wow.
At 1.673. So
but I think this is usually the case, right, for developers, because I mean developers, they also want to like incentivize people who actually believe in their project on the first day, who place check, right? So that's why usually on day one, whereby the owners who actually place the check, right, will actually get the so-called best and lowest price.
correct, because developers, when you buy during the first launch, the pricing is the same across the board, depending on the different tiers of loading you're going to have. But generally, you're buying from developer which holds the same per square foot, unlike like resale owners where they can command the price at their preferred price. So this is one thing. Another one, Chuan Park. So we need to talk about Chuan Park.
Chuan Park was just launched, I think, end of last year, right? End of last year, and I think it did really well.
Okay.
On day one, I think it was 76% sold.
Yep.
Right? So Chuan Park, we can also take a look during launch day. Let's see.
2024.
Okay, for the November, launch day for the 12th floor unit, right? They actually bought at 1.972.
Yes.
Right? Then after which, in January this year,
Wow, which is a few months only.
actually, about
2 months only.
less than 2 months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For a lower floor, which is on the 6th floor, they
Okay.
actually bought in about 1.983, even slightly more expensive than,
Oh.
even though when it's lower.
So now we talk about a little bit about the nearby surrounding developments, which is very close to One Marina Gardens. So we can see that the sale at Marina Bay, right, is actually quite old, 20 years.
It was the first plot to this area.
I still remember people was quite skeptical about the sale, right?
It's true. I mean, firstly, again, it's like a first mover. So a lot of people, they were like just wondering like, oh, wow, can really stay in CBD? Like, is it so weird? It's a place to work, right? So they can't really imagine, staying in CBD.
Right.
And I think that period of time, the PSF is also about 900 for the sale when it launched.
Now the C price is even more than that.
I know, but probably during that time, right, 900 PSF maybe it's also on a slightly higher side.
True.
Yeah.
True. And then we have next one will be Marina Bay Residences, which was TOP in 2010, going up to Marina Bay 2013, and then the latest one was Marina One Residences. But Marina One Residences,
Yes.
I think people also have a little bit of concern about this, right?
What concern?
Do you think Marina One Residences make money?
Well, I mean, some of them don't, some of them do, but I think we do see a lot of like unprofitable transactions over there.
But what's the reason that caused unprofitable transaction?
I would think that it's the wrong entry time and price during the period of time.
I remember at the point of time, a global pandemic hits us,
Yes.
right? And that's
The
COVID.
COVID.
Right? And I think it's an unfortunate event that happens that caused the price to really kind of it affected the price a bit. But I think end of the day, the entry price for this One Marina Gardens has to be really very sensitive for the market to really absorb and also take it, right? So we look at, so this is a little bit of comparison that we did up in terms for the 4 different other developments near One Marina Gardens, and what are the current listings for sale. So as you can see, like for example, the One Bader, like Marina One Residences, they are going at about 1.418. Okay, and then like the sale they're going for 1.19. It looks attractive. Okay, it looks attractive because it is considered cheap in today's era. But we need to ask you a question: will you actually go for One Bader at this price?
I mean, the price is attractive, but then looking at it again, right, it's 17 years old already for that project. And I mean, for the sale, right, there's a lot of different layout because of the architecture. So as much as it's like 549 square feet, right, it may not be like the entire 549 square feet is usable.
Correct.
Yeah. So I mean, probably not, because I would think that it's a bit too old and dated as well.
And I think maintenance is also an issue. And but importantly, what I would see look at it is what is the price growth and what is my runway for a newer property compared to a resale properties as well. So this will go to another topic where we call you buy a new launch, is it better, or resale property is better? Alright. So in terms of rentability, rentability I think in the central region, do you think it's a very attractive price for tenants?
You mean for tenants, no?
For landlord
For tenants, no, because they're going to pay a very high price. But for landlord, yes. So actually, I would think that for Marina area, right, they actually have one of the highest rentals as compared to other parts of Singapore.
Right. So you see, I see Marina One Residence. Okay, so I say 2 bedder. 2 bedder I can fetch around 6,000. Wow. And then for Marina Bay 7,000. Wow, that's actually quite high.
It's actually very, very high for the 2-bedroom. But I mean, not to forget also, the size is also pretty big for this project.
Okay, but as a tenant myself, I'll go for something that's newer, that is more hype up. And now that One Marina Gardens is the closest to Gardens by the Bay, it's iconic landmark and it's direct access to MRT. So as a tenant, I put myself in their shoe, I will appreciate convenience more.
Of course, and I think that this is also a project that is not exactly in the concrete jungle in the CBD. Right? We're actually on the outside of like Gardens by the Bay.
So you have fresher air.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like there's more greeneries and stuff, because usually people, when they think about CBD living, they will just say that, I look out to concrete jungle, I look out to other units, other projects, right? I mean, that is true, because basically CBD is all very dense up together. But for this project, which I personally like it because it's actually on a slightly outside area.
Right.
It's outer area of like Gardens by the Bay. So we have Gardens by the Bay to provide us with the greenery that we need in the CBD
Singapore
area.
streets to act like the waterfront for us. Okay, so I think it's very interesting in terms of rentability also is quite a good one. And I also put this in, in terms of comparison of all the balance unit right now of the new launches. Yes, this is all the 1 bedder, 1 and 2 bedder. The new launches balance unit right now in other regions, which means that like OCR, RCR. We're looking at
Chuan Park, same developer.
2007 already. Pine Tree Hill, we're looking at 2006. Nava Grove 2007. Ori, 2008 already.
But already transacted across 3,000, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Parktown Residences, the recent launch, about 25. But remember, closest to One Marina Gardens, there is this project called Union Square Residences.
Okay.
And they already made a break record of closing it close to 3,800 per square foot. So they really set a very high benchmark for us. Looking at the bigger units like the 3-bedder, wow, you see they're also asking on a high price, like 2006, Navagrove around 2006 plus minus. So it comes to the next question, what's the price prediction for this One Marina Gardens? So Winnie, what is your take on this?
So
this project?
actually, we already know the indicative prices.
Yeah.
The prices are already out, and to be honest, all of us are very, very, very surprised.
You're surprised. Why I'm surprised? Okay, I'll share you. Because King's bought the land at how much?
1,400 plus?
So 1,402 per square foot, right? So if we to factor in a very high construction cost of like 1,000 per square foot, okay, it will comes into a break even of like 2,004, 2,005 per square foot. And this is not factoring in the developer's profit margin.
要赚钱.
Correct. So after all, you still need to earn money, right? So if you price it like a 10, 20, and 30% profit margin, okay, the 10% probably it will have about how much?
2640 PSF, around there.
Yeah. So if, for example, Winnie, if One Marina Gardens were to launch at 2640, 你觉得买得过吗？
哇，强啊！
I think she is not trying to psycho you to buy. I feel 26, right? And compared to the nearby, not nearby, some other new launches right now, you can easily get this. So compare location, this is a bit like a no-brainer. I feel you should just go ahead and buy.
Yes.
Right, but if we factor in a 20% profit, that will be about 2,880. I also feel it's reasonable though.
Of course, I still think it's reasonable. I mean, even for like areas like I think Katong area and stuff, right? The D15 areas, right?
I'm at Katong.
Yeah. It's also about 3,000 thereabouts, you know. So, and I think that you know, for Katong, of course, they have their own charm, the lifestyle and everything, which I think OMG, right, One Marina Gardens also offer that as well, right?
Correct. So even if we push up to the max limit, okay, I mean, profit nobody is in order.
Yeah, of course.
But we put it at 30%, right? It's about 3,100 to 3,200 per square foot. Then for here, for this price, do you think it's a little bit pricey?
I would think that some units over here may be priced this way, especially those high floor units that overlooking towards NBS, all the fireworks view and stuff.
Right, fair enough.
But I still think it's very attractive price, you know, for such a guaranteed view. Because once you can look at Marina Bay Sands or Gardens by the Bay, right, there will basically be no blockage anymore. Your view is guaranteed. Yeah, so to pay about like 3,002 PSF for that kind of view, right, I really think it's quite reasonable, or very reasonable to be honest.
Right, so assumingly, right, if the price goes way above like 3,001, 3,002, do you think I should walk away or not?
Again, it's up to you, because I mean, to be honest, a lot of people buy house, right? Yes, price is very important, okay? But I think the more important thing is also affordability. So a lot of people don't just look at PSF. Right? They also look at quantum.
Correct.
So if the quantum is acceptable and you really can envision yourself like living in this location, then why not? Right? Because anyway, this is a post-harmonized project. So PSF will usually be on the higher side as well.
Okay. So to justify whatever we just said earlier, I also put out a chart, right, to take a look at what's the D1 latest average price. Right, so you see in 2024, right, the average price is about 3,194. And then come to 2025, the average price for D1 is actually 3,248. So just like if we use a 10, 20, or even 30%, right, we are still pricing below the average price. So the key question now to ask is, right, at what price do you think would be really attractive? Because just like you tell us that the pricing shocked us. Correct?
Very shocking.
Let me see the next slide. No, okay, not yet. Okay, so basically these are the nearby. Oh, they say Union Square. See, Union Square, I told you it's around close to max price. Average price of 3,175, but close to 3,008 per square foot has been achieved for Union Square. Has been transacted already. Okay, so what is the fair launch price of Marina Gardens? Alright, so when I saw the price and we both saw the price, we're like, 哪里可能? Okay, so this is the attractive price that was launched. Okay, so the one bidder, they are starting from 1.16. Oh my gosh, today if...
Oh my god.
It really OMG, really.
Really
Because
OMG.
today if someone comes to me and say, I have my budget about 1.2, 1.3. Honestly speaking, right, I can only say that probably 5 to 8 years back. Probably you can buy something decent at a good location. But in today's context, right, it's very hard. So when I saw this price, I was like, wow, 1 billion, 1.16. Wow, it's something that I think will make me drool. Okay, then we had a 2-bedder, 646 square feet, starting from 1.8. Wow, 3-bedder, 2.45, and a 4-bedder at 4.45 because of the size.
Yeah.
But if you were to make it into a per square foot, how much a per square foot calling for?
It's ranging between 2007 to 2008.
Which will fall within around 20% of the margin, which I feel that is actually a no-brainer. Why? Because if you remember earlier the slides we were talking about, the average price for D1 is already calling at 3,001, 3,002. And today you're buying below the average price of District 1. So even today you call for another say 200 to 300 per square foot profit in the future, 3 years later. Do you think it's tough for you? I think that's for you and for us to really consider on this. Alright, so come to the last part, okay, our personal review and scorecard. So we've been talking for so long, okay, so Winnie, I just want to hear from you, wrap this up, right? What is your personal review of OMG, and upon 10 out of 10, how much will you rate this project?
I really like this project, really. I like this project for so many different reasons. Like firstly, it's the first plot into this township. I mean, usually first plot is always like the biggest risk to take, right? But so far, all the statistics have shown that for those first mover advantage, right, they all earn money.
Right.
Yeah, right? And secondly, right, it's right next to Gardens by the Bay. My dog will be very, very happy.
The dog will.
Yes, right. And I mean, it's a CBD project that is not like within the concrete jungle cluster. So it's something that I really like. Yeah. And finally, of course, is the price. The price is really OMG. So to me, if you ask me about scorecard, if I want to give 10, right, actually it's 10, but then I will deduct 1 point.
Oh, what's the missing point?
For the car park. Yeah. Because that's something important to me, and then you know, I like cars, probably I want to have a second car and stuff, then I have to pay extra for the season parking, and because the area is going to be like car light zone also, so yeah, probably I'm not too sure how it's going to be like, so probably I'll just deduct 1 point from that.
So your scorecard is 9 out of 10. Wow, that's a very high scorecard for this. For me, initially I shared about my resistance, like family support, no primary schools, right? But when I see what you are going to do for this Marina Township, Marina South Township, it just gives me a lot of hope and confidence. And I think I echo on what Winnie has said earlier. We are going in at the first mover advantage, and I think we are. Basically, for me, I will term this as a renewed opportunity. If today I can have a crystal ball or a time machine to bring me back to like probably 5 or 6 years back, right? Will you buy a property back then? The answer is yes, right? So today, what I'm going to see right now is a Lentor collection. It's like a reflection of what Lentor happens back here to a Marina plot over here. So my scorecard, I will also give a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
The missing 1 mark. The missing 1 mark, in fact, I want to give 10 out of 10. But later, people think that you are trying to sell me this project. No, I don't think so. But apart from price, I want to say, apart from price, I will consider this project. But now when the project is out and this kind of price, I feel it's actually a very good opportunity for us to consider.
So are you going to buy?
Let me ask my wife first. Okay, so I hope that you love this content. Okay, this is really our honest opinion and review about One Marina Gardens. So today, Winnie and I really spent a good amount of time to share with you, and definitely it has a lot of opportunity. But do remember, not all units, right, and each level is actually worth the per square foot. So if you really want to understand deeper, like what's the walkaway price, and if your queue number, is it good or not so good, what should you do? Okay, you can always reach out to us, and we can give you a little bit more consultation on that. So with that, we hope to see you very soon at the Showflat, and I hope that you get your dream unit as well. So anything, just reach out to me and Winnie as well. So we'll be very we'll be honored, to serve you as well. Alright, so with that, One Marina Gardens, we hope to see you there.
OMG.
See you. Bye bye.